I want to do everything I can in the race, and I take it as it comes. If I ride well, I do. If not, I'm just going to race here and maybe be a helper to a teammate or something. But either way, I'll enjoy it, I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is already more calm.
I like to beat Cadel because I know when I beat Cadel in this race, I'll be somewhere in the top 3. He'll be good. So it's not necessarily the rematch with him. I mean, I really like Cadel as a person, and he's been a great rider. You know, I follow him since I was a kid.
Well, first of all, it's a beautiful race. It's a big race for America, and since there's a lot of climbing, I think we could have a good card to play. Of course, we know that it's not gonna be easy for us, especially with this altitude. But hey, I really appreciate the US. I really appreciate the States, and we have a lot of fans over here. So hey, we also want to come here to give our fans something back. And since there's a lot of climbing, why not try to do a nice race? It's been my first race since San Sebastian, so that's 3 weeks ago. It's been very hard, and then you come up straight from sea level. So this has been an experience. Yes, that's it.
A little bit tricky course because you're starting downhill, and I don't know, I always rely on the first uphill to warm me up in a time trial, so wasn't exactly my thing. Oh no, I'm feeling all right on the bike. You know, my time was really limited, and like you said, I had a few bits and pieces, but you know, flying over from Australia and that, it's always time you're missing out on recovery and training as well. So it's not exactly perfect to come here, but you know, give me a couple of days. I think I might be able to go all right. It's more probably the adaptation to altitude that's the biggest thing. Not super high, but super dry. That was the first thing you really noticed. You're just parched, but started okay. I think the guys like who rode Utah and that, they got an obvious advantage another week here, and that makes a big difference. And we're only talking 2, 3, 4%, but we're only going for 8 or 9 minutes, so 2, 3% can make the difference just in the first sort of kilometre or two. So, but no, it's okay. I come back here because I like to see a race like this go ahead. I was at the inaugural Tour of California. I'm here at the inaugural Pro Challenge, US Pro Challenge, and my first international race was here in Vail, Colorado in 1994. So it's sort of, for me, it's a little bit of not a homecoming, but come back to sort of familiar surrounds, and but in a different environment.
Altitude can be quite challenging. It's it's hard to recover from any kind of effort at altitude. You're gasping for air, but I think it'll be an overall enjoyable experience.
Estimate how the race is going to unfold. It won't be attacks off the front. You know, you don't have a ton of bullets to fire at 10,000 feet. So rather than guys attacking, it's going to be a peloton just slowly dwindling down until the strongest guys survive. And you're right, it's not necessarily the best climbers. It's not, honestly, who knows?
We'll see how the big mountains are. You know, they're not very steep, but they're super high up. So that's what the question that's on everybody's mind. How will everybody's bodies react at that high altitude?
Oh, it doesn't get any better than that, right? We are totally psyched. We skipped work today to come up here and see them and the other marquee names, right? And it's a blast coming up here, you know, knowing you're riding the same route as them, right? We're hammering it up the hill. The fans are giving us the same cheers, and we're going to be here and watch them roll through here in just a couple minutes. It's fantastic.
You know, I wasn't hurting at all today, and I just figured everybody was sort of sussing out the situation, but sometimes you don't realize, you know, when you're feeling really good. So with about a kilometer to go after my teammate, Ivan Rovny, he did a fantastic job today, and Frank Schleck gave a little dig, and I went on his wheel, and I looked under my arm. I didn't see anybody on my wheel, and I thought, you know, I'm just going to race from the front and go for it. I gave it a big sprint there, and then I saw the 300 meters to go sign, and I thought, oh boy, that's a long ways, but I pulled it off, and I'm really happy. It was actually, I would say, very conservative until about 6K to go. They lined up for that sprint, and then it was real racing. It was single file, it was windy. I had to move up a few places there coming into the bottom of the climb, and like I said, even Rovny, he really did an amazing job. He brought me to the front. He pulled once. Andy Schleck attacked. I think Danny Pate brought that back, and then Ivan came back to the front and did a big pull with until about 500 to go, and that's where Frank and I started to go. And, you know, just I felt great. It's first time in Crested Butte, and it looks beautiful.
I don't know, this is a bit higher than Utah, and I'm definitely feeling it. Lungs were burning at the end there. I don't know, I'm really looking forward to tomorrow and the time trial, though. I think those will be good days. I think it's good to have him in the jersey right now because he has a strong team, so they can control. And Levi's the kind of guy I think that likes to keep it at an even tempo rather than having a million attacks, which should probably play into my favor a little bit. And so I don't know, if there can be like 7 guys going to the line or something, I think I have a good chance in the sprint and then hopefully have a good time trial. They have a stronger team here than HTC. So I think in terms of being able to control and keep the Colombians under control for such a long, hard stage, it's good to have a strong team controlling, and then hopefully I can take advantage of that a little bit.
Levi's so good to topple him. We needed to have all of us stay high on the GC and then hopefully, whittle him down day by day. And, I decided to start hitting out lower on the Independence Pass because it was too big of a group still. And then, it finally shredded at the top. And when Tom took off on that descent, I was scared just trying to stay in the peloton in the back. So I don't know how they went down that fast, but we're happy. Tom, he got back a lot of time that he lost. So it looks like we're back in the race now.
My fiance is from Aspen, so my goal is actually to get the stage win in Aspen. But then when I ended up in that group, I saw I could take the jersey, so I was just driving the group there at the end with Tom. And I'm thrilled to take the jersey. We didn't really have a plan going into the stage other than ride aggressive. It's pretty gradual up until mile marker 66, and then from 66 to 61 it kicked up a bit and was more steady of a climb, gradient-wise. And it's not really like a flyaway sort of super steep break your legs climb. It's just the thin air and just the relentlessness just kind of wears on people. Then it was just attacking at wet corners. With the wet corners, some people were timid, some people were a little bit nuts, and the people who were nuts ended up in the front group.
Cadel is a true champion. He's been on a tear this year, and since the Tour de France, anyone who wins the Tour afterwards is crazy. He's been around the world. He's had a ton of commitments. For him to come here and be 6th is a real proof of how great of a rider he is, and obviously bringing out the fans, him and the Schlecks here, the Tour de France podium is fantastic, and we're lucky to have him. I'm proud to have won the Tour of Utah and 2 stages here and have the leader's jersey, but the Tour is the Tour, and the guy who wins the Tour de France, he's the best rider in the world, and that's Cadel Evans.
There's no real big mountains anymore. It's looking like it's going to be a couple of sprints. Looks like maybe a little bit of uphill finish into Breckenridge, so maybe there's some bonus seconds available, but I don't even know how far I am back, but I think if I could get a stage win, that'd probably be the better goal to go for now. I was pretty confident after yesterday. I felt incredible yesterday, and to be able to take the jersey, and then it was a time trial. Time trialing is normally my thing, so I thought I can really do this, but yeah, it was just a bad day. That happens.
I was pretty much finished with the K to go, and I only got through because the fans lifted me through that last kilometer.
What were your sensations? How unique was it to be above 10,000, 11, and even 12,000 feet? We're talking about 4,000 meters. That's a long way up. Was it a unique experience for you? It looks pretty rough up on the Alpe d'Huez, but the American sporting fans, maybe they're becoming more knowledgeable about the sport, but it seems to me like they're a little friendly.
If RadioShack's smart, they would just let whoever go and then just stay together. That would be the smart tactic. But I definitely foresee lots of people trying, the Colombians and For us, it's better for us to go when it's real hard, when the team that's controlling the race seems to be on the limit. That would be a good moment for us to try.
The last 2 days we stayed in this condo, so we didn't have single hotel rooms, but like a little house where we all could stay together. And then, yeah, of course, we like did some cooking together, just hanging out there, talking about old stories. It was great, yeah. And I think we have another appointment for fishing this afternoon, so I'm really looking forward to that. I think you guys will see me trying today at kilometer 0 to go on a break. I mean, there's only 3 days left, there's nothing to lose, I got 6.5 minutes in the overall classification, so I'm not a threat for Levi. And as long as I'm out there, I take the bonus seconds away, so Levi's jersey is secure. And I think it's a fair chance for the breakaway today, so I try to make sure that one of us is in there.
Today was fairly smooth. It's never easy, of course, especially when you're defending the lead and you have to control the race. But Team RadioShack, they did a great job today. All the guys were phenomenal. They were on top of it. They're motivated, and I'm motivated. And 1 day down, 2 to go.
The team controlled the whole day, but in the last 20 kilometers, go in the front and work the whole team. The Basso, Dagan, King, the whole team for me, because after this hard stage, Ivan and Timmy go out for the classification general, and the team think a good sprint for me today, tomorrow maybe for us, and Sunday for me another good day. It's very, very important, this victory for the team, because Cannondale is American big sponsor for our team, other Liquigas naturally. I think this month in USA is good. It's good for me for the preparation in the world. Now after this win, I think maybe I go to the Copenhagen for the Team Italy, but I hope. The Team Italia is leader is Bennati, but for me it's good going Copenhagen for work, for experience, for the national team. I have another 2 possibilities for the sprint, and I hope for the green jersey.
I like the lipstick on you.
No comment. Go ahead, Ryan. To win Utah, to win 2 stages here, and not only just the winning, but the way I won, and the battle that Garmin-Cervélo put up and that Tejay Van Garderen put up. I mean, you couldn't have asked for a more dramatic, thrilling race here in Colorado. It's one of the best victories of my career for sure. In the end, it's one of my best seasons ever. Absolutely.
First run for this race in Colorado.